Crap. Damn it. Well, see, now, Corner Kid, that has to do with me muting the voice meter banana. Yeah, Jesus. Welcome to the show, everybody. The first 7 minutes were probably me just flapping my gums and you not hearing anything. I'm so sorry. Thank you, Cordercade, for pointing that out. You're forgetting, Danny, I'm a sailor. I say worse things than crap. Believe me. But anyway, thank you for pointing that out to me. Bummer. So if you're watching this on replay, I'm sorry. I'm not going to stop this and start over. Yeah. So let me go back and talk about the show again. There's a couple of things. I'm gonna talk about the X-Men 97 cab, my take on it, my thoughts, as if you didn't need another take, right? I mean, every other YouTube channel out there did a take on it. So you really don't need mine, but I'm going to give it to you anyway because I'm going to give you my perspective. And my perspective is probably a little different than most. Anyway, then I'm just going to give you an update on some of the mod projects that I've done or getting ready to do. I have some things in, and then we're going to move into a mod of the Ridge Racer cabinet. And I just did a whole spiel of what I was going to do there. The Ridge Racer is behind me there. I hate doing orientation things. Right there. That's my Ridge Racer. And it has the Buy Stuff box in it. It's a modded cab. But I'm going to do a small, tiny mod today. I'm actually going to add their SD card extension. I have to take off the control panel, take off the back to the control panel, and then I have to take out the original audio input cable from the control panel that came stock. And then I'm going to put the SD card extension in its place. Connect that to the Buy Stuff box, and then put everything back together. Now, what that allows me to do going forward is, as Buy Stuff Store provides SD card updates, all I have to do is just pop out the SD card from the control panel, pop a new one in, rather than have to take everything apart, because that's a pain in the butt. So they did send me I did get the 2.0 USB SD card. So we'll replace that SD card today, see if it works. There is another step that I don't think I'm going to do today. I think that's going to be more for a filming, because it involves me using my laptop to connect to the Android box, the Buy Stuff box, and doing a firmware upgrade to the encoder board. Actually, no, you're not connecting the laptop to the Buy Stuff box. You're connecting it directly to the encoder. So I'm going to do a video on that simply because it's an unknown territory. I mean, I know how I've done updates to other parts and pieces before. I've directly connected to the Simpsons cabinet and the Yoga Flame cabinet. So I've done that stuff before. I'm not familiar with the Ridge Racer encoder board firmware update. So I'm going to familiarize myself with it more and then maybe do a later video on that. But for today, we're just going to do a simple, swap that audio input jack for the SD card. They also gave me a USB fan to slap on top of the Buy Stuff Store box, just to better direct the airflow in there. I'm not sure what games tax the thing to the point where it's generating a ton of heat, but we'll throw it in there just because they gave it to us, and so we'll make it work. Let's look at the chat. Hey, Ralphie, good to see you. Welcome aboard. So just reading through the chat. Yeah, Danny, if I hadn't have seen your comment in the stream there, I would have probably talked the whole damn thing and then just thrown my hands up and said, I'm not going to go back and redo everything. The X-Men Arcade. Yes, I assume that's what you're talking about. Yes, I was there. Surprise, surprise. I actually joined a live stream. But I think I was at work at the time when I got the notification and I just jumped in. Well, I don't, this is shock of all shocks. I don't mind the riser the way it is. So I know you're big on having seamless risers and the deluxes, but I kind of like risers. So I'm in the riser support camp. It doesn't bother me with the riser that it currently has. So more power to you. I mean, if that's what you want, have G.I. Joe get it for you. And he does great work. I'm still going to get his countercade riser for my Marvel superheroes over there, but I haven't gotten to that point yet. And so, yeah. Anyway, so I agree, Ralphie. Yeah. Either way, I have a couple of deluxes now. Actually, no, I only have one. I only have the Class of '81 Deluxe. So I do want to, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But I have cabinet things. I have ideas for next cabinet purchases. Oh, my throat gets really dry down here. This basement is dry. Keep it dry. It gets usually in the summer like 80% humidity down here, and so a dehumidifier is essential to any basement arcade that's in a high humidity area. And so it's comfortable. It's just that I have to drink every once in a while. All right. Taking a look at the arcade. I haven't shot my tour video yet. Maybe today. But yeah. I don't want to cover my mouth. All right. See if that's better, Danny. So things that are different. I'm set up for the Ridge Racer mod there. I did put some LED lights on the back of some of the cabs. So all my cabs now have LED lights on the back of them. Did Class of '81. I did Burger Time, and I did Yoga Flame on the other side. And I'm going to talk about Simpsons here in a second. And I do want to, one of the things I want to get is a blackout curtain for the window on the back wall there. Both of them, actually. I need to get a blackout curtain to block that light out of there. I don't need that light. Anyway. I'll move the mic around a little bit. All right. Let's see. Share screen. Let's pull up. What do I want to do first? All right. Let's do that. Window. And we'll go back to me. Turn this on. All right. So the big news this past week was the short leak on the X-Men 97 Deluxe cabinet. It was only on there for maybe 5-10 minutes. I got the alert from the Facebook group, and immediately I jumped on as soon as I saw that Cornercade went live. So I started watching that stream, and then it disappeared while he was streaming. So yeah, so somebody at Arcade1Up either intentionally or unintentionally let this go into the wild on their website. I lean towards the belief that it was intentional because I think they wanted to get feedback, and this was their way of getting feedback, and so they're getting it. Some of it not so good, some of it good. I'm going to talk about this from my point of view, and I come from a place where I never watched the X-Men '97 cartoon. Okay, I'm told it's good, so I might go back and revisit it at some point. I also come to you from a place in that I don't own the MVC2. I don't own that cabinet. So, having said those two things, I'm going to tell you strictly from a consumer point of view, I think this is a nice looking cabinet. I do. Would I buy it at $499? No. So I would wait for a sale to come for this, and then I might jump on it. But I think the artwork on it is great. The marquee leaves a little bit to be desired. But overall, I think it's a great looking cabinet. I love the fact that Wolverine is down there front and center at the bottom of the front. So, is this something I might want to buy? Yeah, but only if it's like maybe somewhere in the neighborhood of $299 to $399. Look at the other and the games list. It's the same. It's the same board as MVC2. So I'm not entirely familiar with these games, but like I said, if I were to pick it up on sale, I have no problem adding this cabinet. I think it's a nice looking deluxe cabinet. Would it be at the top of my list amongst other cabinets that I want to buy? No, I'd probably wait. But there are people out there that do like this cabinet and the way it looks. Let's take a look at the other side, the right side. So again, I like the artwork on here. Going back through the chat. And that's okay, Ralphie. I mean, you don't have to be a fan. It's personal opinion, right? There are going to be people that don't like this cabinet, and there are, and they have made their voices known this week. I have no problem with it. I'm kind of like middle of the road, like, okay, yeah. I think I'm in the same boat with Yoga Flame on this. I like the artwork on Yoga Flame. That's why I added it. I had no nostalgia for the games. I just wanted something different for the arcade, and Yoga Flame gave me that feeling. And so if I were able to add this on the cheap, I mean, I would jump on it if it was like on a fire sale for $150. I would buy that. I would. So that's the X-Men cab. $499 is the expected price point. I'll wait for it to come down. And again, it depends on whether or not I've gotten the other cabinets in my list that I'm looking forward to. What are those cabinets? At the top of my list right now, and it changes from week to week. Right now, at the top of my list is Dragon's Lair. I want that cabinet for the artwork, for its design. So I do have some nostalgia for it. I suck at it, but it's a cabinet that I would love to have in my arcade. So that tops my list. In second place is Big Buck Hunter. And the only reason I moved it to second place is because I played it for a bit at the arcade, and I suck at it. It's a pretty cabinet, but I'm going to wait for a sale on that one. I agree, Cornercade. That is something I agree with you. That's a good point. Had they redone that X-Men cabinet behind me that I just bought into a deluxe form and a 2-player form, I would have been all over it. Well, you're forgetting I'm not as tall as you. You're taller than me. I'm a short guy at 5'7", so I would have no problem with the height of the Dragon's Lair cabinet, I don't think. Anyway, that's the X-Men cabinet. I've said my piece. It's would I get it on a fire sale? Yep. Would I get it at $299? Maybe. But I'd have to have all the other cabinets that I'm saving up for purchased in before I even think about getting something like this. Are you serious? 5'2", and she needed a riser for it. I don't know. We'll wait and see. I'll make that kind of call if and when I eventually get it. Right now, Dragon's Lair is sitting at $499. I'm waiting for it to go on sale for like $399 before I buy it. It probably won't ever get down to $399, but okay, let's take off this. And let's move over. Let's talk projects. Oh, I was just there. All right. No, Danny, I know you would never steer me wrong. Hey, Real MoFlo, welcome aboard. Good to have you. Anybody watching NASCAR today? Anybody watching the Daytona 500? I'm a big race fan. I haven't discussed this, but I actually take photos at races. I'm a race photographer. I don't go around to a lot of tracks. I work for a newspaper, and I shoot race cars. I'm sorry about that, Danny. If I can carve out some time to maybe do a screen share or Google Meet or whatever to walk you through what my setup looks like. Oh man, I'm open to doing that, but I've already told you that my schedule is like crazy nuts during the week. Oh, the NBA All-Star game is today? Nice. I don't follow the NBA too much, and I'm in Bucks territory. I'll have to reread my email, but I don't think I did, Danny. And again, that was more of an overview than it was a detailed step-by-step. I was just trying to communicate to you the idea of what you needed to do. So anyway, we'll discuss that because let's see.
Fleeing from the Cylon tyranny, the last battle star, Galactica, leads a ragtag fugitive fleet on a lonely quest. A shining planet known as Earth.
I lost my audio.
By your command.
Interesting. Oh well, I'm not going to play with it now. Sorry, guys. Either that or there's some. Oh, you know what? My cable came out of my headphones. So yeah, it's doable. We'll figure it out. I'll try and help you out. It'd probably work to do some sort of like Google Meet session or some sort of like offline screen sharing thing. I don't know what you use, but I usually use Google Meet or something. All right, so let me share my screen out again and we'll talk about some of the projects. Pop that up. All right. Okay, so these are some of the things that I received this week. So in the upper right are a set of 4 black lights that I need to install in the arcade. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to orient these things for maximum blacklight coverage. And so, and they're actually shorter than I thought they'd be. So how I wanted to do it, I don't think it'll fit unless I mount a board in the ceiling to support these things. Off to the left is what we're going to be dealing with today, and that's the Buy Stuff Store SD card extension for Ridge Racer. And they provided me with a USB splitter and a cooling fan, and then the 2.0 SD card update. So this is what we're going to play with in a little bit. Down here, down below, you can see it. That is a 2-player Simpsons control panel that I ordered from Graphics Arcade. Now, I don't know how this is going to go because I watched a video on it being done, and this panel, this white panel off to the left of it, I know why it's there. It's a J panel replacement so that the trackball in the shortened panel can be accommodated. So there's going to be some steps that I'm going to need to figure out and do to cover the trackball assembly once I move everything over to the 2-player control panel, and I'll figure that out. But yeah, so and this Simpsons mod allows you to still use all 4 players. So yes, with Simpsons, the characters are assigned to each player number. So like I forget what player 1 is or player 2. Player 2 I think is Homer. But what this what you need to do to get all 4 players to work is you need to basically splice the joysticks into the same input into the encoder board, and that's what these red things are up in the upper left part by the control panel. Those are splice connectors that were featured in that video that I watched to do this 2-player conversion. I'm 58 years old. I don't have the energy of Danny. I'm sorry. Welcome to the stream, T-Prez. I'm beyond being excited. This stuff, I'm enthusiastic about doing mods and stuff, but you know, that it is what it is. I am who I am. Hey, Mrs. Cornercade, welcome. Welcome. I loved how you gave the business to Danny the other night. I really did. It was hilarious. Zia Redux is here. Welcome, welcome. I got the idea for these UV lights. I actually found these myself, and then I saw Chaotic BPR do a video on them. He had bought them, and I'm like, I got to get those because I had them in my cart once, and I didn't get them. Agreed. I'm passionate, but I'm a much lower. I'm sorry. It takes a lot to get me excited. Like last lap of Daytona 500, I'll be excited. So I do remember one year. It was the year that Carl Edwards got flipped, and he wound up doing a Ricky Bobby and running across the finish line. But he got flipped and turned into the fence at the finish, and I was out of my chair and jumping up and down. And that's the most animated you're probably ever going to see me. Oh my goodness. I can do it. It's just that it affects my schedule. I'm up at 2 a.m. to work out every single day, except Saturday. Saturday I sleep in. So, Mrs. Cornicade, yes. I should have talked about that a little bit. I just this week I bought 2 tickets, one for me, one for my gal. We're both going to be there on Saturday. I believe it's April 6th. So we'll be there Saturday. Racing I wasn't fair. I like anything stock car related. There are a couple of indie games on the Buy Stuff Store mod that I really, really love. What I really want to do is get a racing setup and then get into iRacing. I don't know if you guys are familiar with iRacing, but I really love to do simulation racing. I did do a little bit of it when I used to have, like, on the PC, I used to have NASCAR Racing by Papyrus and IndyCar Racing by Papyrus. That was at the time the company for auto racing simulation, and they did a good job, for the time. But things have progressed so much more. Yeah, I've got Daytona. I believe Daytona's on the Buy Stuff Store box. Danny, I do need to wake up at 2 a.m. I've outlined my schedule to you. I believe I have. I wake up at 2 a.m. I do 3 to 4 hour workouts every day. And that includes running and that includes weightlifting. And then I come home, shower, and go to work, whether that be at home or be on site. So I work from home 2 days a week. And so that affords me more time to do things, but that's my schedule. I have to be up at 2 a.m. If I'm driving to work, that's an hour drive right off the bat. So I'm adding 2 hours of the day to driving in addition to the 8-hour workday. And by the time I get home, all we want to do is eat, go to bed. I don't watch any TV anymore, only on the weekends. Okay, so yeah, I talked about these mods. So I'm a little concerned about the Simpsons 2-player. So we'll see. I'm going to take my time with it. That's something I'm not going to do live. I'm going to shoot video and put a video together. I learned my lesson on live streaming mods with that GRS Build-A-K, which, there's an update there. I believe I may have said this last week too, but I did get a replacement screen for the GRS Build-A-K, and I just haven't had the time to sit down with it. I'm not going to go live with that. That was my lesson learned. I'm not going to do that ever again. So the only thing I'm going to do live is cabinet builds and simple mods like I'm about to do. So one thing I do want to talk about, this is an idea I threw out in the community chat. By the way, here are the black lights. Stop that. Share that. So these are the black lights that I'm talking about that I ordered, and they're on Amazon. So if you search for @Foyer and then 40-watt LED blacklight bar, you'll find it. I haven't tested them yet. I'm told they get pretty warm, pretty hot, so we'll find that out for ourselves. I like working out. All right. Thanks, Zero. I appreciate that. There's one comment in the reviews on Amazon that was kind of concerning, but overall the comments were positive on it. But this one person said they were so damn hot that she had to return them. So, and she was afraid of burning down her house. I'm not worried about it. Nope. Learned my lesson. Not gonna happen. I get frustrated, and that came out in that stream too. It really did. When things don't go right, I get pissed, and I'm probably not. You take guys like B Kong, who has the temperament. I mean, that guy. It takes a lot to really rile him up, and when he does get riled up, you know it. But I've seen so many of his live mods that haven't gone so well. I mean, things happen, right? Well, where he's this calm, cool cucumber. It drags me down, and so I've just learned that. I mean, I've always known that about myself, but I've just learned that doing live mods like that, especially something that's unfamiliar territory, it's better to do a video. Like this whole Space Invaders thing behind me, that was couldn't do that live because that, number one, it took me forever to get it done. So just filming it in pieces and putting it together as one video you can watch is the best thing. The last thing I wanted to talk about before I move into the mod. Okay, let me do this picture first. And we'll share that out. Okay, so this is my holy grail of arcade games. Now, you would think, well, if it's your holy grail, why don't you just go out and get a real one? And I have thought about that. But this is the game I have like 112% nostalgia for, is Gorf. Is the game I was probably the best at, although I had some Dig Dug chops and yeah, those two games, Dig Dug and Gorf, were probably my two games. But I made it all the way up to Space Avenger pretty easily back in the day. I can't do it now, but because I've pretty much forgotten and I'm only playing it on the Defender Partycade now. I don't have the proper controls. But just playing this game last weekend at Arcade again brought back some serious nostalgic memories. So that got me to thinking, well, if I can't afford to buy the real cabinet, because I don't know what's wrong with any real cabinet that I would buy, because obviously it's used and been around for almost 40 years. So there are going to be things wrong with it that probably need to be taken care of. So while I would love to have a real cabinet, and there was a time where I actually had a chance to buy one of these for $500, and I'm kicking myself to this day that I did not buy it because it was in excellent shape, that cabinet was. Zero. I don't know if I saw that post or not. I know there's a couple of cabinets that I would have to travel for. One is, I think, in northern Illinois, and the other is in Missouri, I think, that are like anywhere from $1,200 to $1,500. But I don't know if I saw one that said they would ship for $200. It's a hard cabinet to keep alive. See, that scares the bejesus out of me. So I got to thinking. I'm going to go back and catch this comment from Zero. I did see this too. He put out a message, or he put the guy 99 Lives. He put out a post that basically letting people know that he lost all of his cash on hand. So orders are delayed. So you might want to check that out. Check his website, or check the. I can't remember what group it was in, but yeah, that sounded bad to me. So his orders are going to be delayed. No, I remember that much. He said that. I feel bad for the guy. I hope he's able to resolve it with his bank and take care of the fraud and get back to running normally. Yeah, going back to Gorf, yes, that has occurred to me, because now that Tron seems to be sold out everywhere. It's going to be hard to do, because I would also have to buy a Defender Partycade, which would cost me between $400 and $500. The Simpsons mod actually allows you to still play any one of the characters on its deck. So you just have to press the start button for the character, and then you use the when you move the buttons and you do the wiring, you're basically tying two characters to one joystick. You'll have all the buttons. It's just that for each character, but the joysticks share two of the spots. So anyway, my thought was, this is the closest in form factor to Gorf, and probably wouldn't look bad if I skinned it as a Gorf. So you're talking artwork, maybe $250 to $300. That includes marquee. You're talking, you would want to get the Defender Partycade, another $400. We'll say on the low end $400. So you're already up to like $700 now. And then you would need the Tron cabinet itself. So probably not going to find that cheaper than $500 or $600. So yeah, up over $1,000, closer to $1,100 or $1,200. So yeah, buying the real one probably would be the better way to go, depending on if there's any issues with it, to do what I wanted to do. I just want to get a Gorf skin cabinet in my arcade. I had no idea that Spy Hunter was that rare. Interesting. Okay. All right. Oh, hey, Kongs are us. Good to see you. Welcome aboard. That's actually a good idea. Now you got me thinking. Yeah, and I'm kind of perusing the marketplace. There was one or two for sale in this area not too long ago. And so, but they weren't cheap. All right. Okay, let's stop that. Let's go into modding mode. And again, I'm like all over the place with cameras. Okay. I'm going to put the house lights on. I'm going to switch mics. Oh, great. I didn't have my, we'll see if this works. Because I didn't have my lavalier mic on the charger. I don't know how much juice I have left in this thing. We'll see, though. Ha. Oh, it's too low. And I'll switch mic sources here in Banana. Off, turn that on. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Yes. All right. So, mic'd up. Now I'm going to be not near chat. So, yeah, I love my Space Invaders cab. Love it, love it, love it. All right. Got all this clutter in here. So again, what we're going to do, this is hard because I can't see the stream. Maybe zoom in a little bit. Maybe I'll put that front and center. I'll take it off. Let's just do cell camera here. Where it is. There we go. All right. So we'll put that big screen. All right. So what I'm going to do, and make sure. All right. So this is my first live mod attempt since the GRS Build-A-Cade. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this audio input jack out. It's useless. I'm not going to use it. So we're going to take that out and we're going to replace it with, and here I am looking way across the room to see the screen, but this little ribbon cable, this SD card extension. So that's what we're going to do. So let's get started. Oh, let's turn it off first. And we do a smooth shutdown. And cut the power. Take off the screws. Let me widen out the shot here. There we go. Now, chat, remember, I can't see you guys, so every time I do one of these things, I keep thinking I got to bring my tablet down here so that I can watch the chat, but I always forget. And I do thank you. I thank you all for stopping by this morning. I really appreciate it. And if you like the live stream and like the show, please just hit the like button. And if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. That'd be great. I'm at 85 subscribers now, and I would love to get over 100. And I'm actually contemplating doing a giveaway when I hit 100. It's nothing big. Now, it's been a minute since I've been inside this cabinet, and you know what? I need a little illumination. It's too dark. And I have the trick for that. Just checking the stream. All right. I got my little running headlamp. Probably glasses would be a good idea too. I'm blind as a bat. Sorry, it's taking me a while to get moving here. All right. So let's see, what do we got here? It has been a minute since I've been in here, and I probably should have just left this black box off. So what I have in here, you know, in addition to the Buy Stuff mod, is I have a Logitech Z313. And this is just going to be difficult. See if I can get some of these wires off. All right. Oh my goodness. We have a lot of tension here. Okay, so we're probably going to need to pull the cabinet out. Sorry guys, I probably should have taken this apart beforehand. Here I thought this was going to be simple. And just going to pull Star Wars out a little bit. Live TV, right? Yeah. All right. I need to access the back of this cabinet, just because I have more complicated wiring. Like I said, it's been a minute. That's probably been over a year since I did this mod. So undo that. We'll undo the power. And let's just totally disconnect the cabinet. All right. Okay, let's see what we did here. All That's interesting. So what I'm doing now is I'm disconnecting a lot of cables, like the pedal cable that's in the back. I'm trying to loosen up cables to get the actual control panel out. And I find it entertaining the way I chose to run some of these cables. And again, I'm not an experienced modder, so a lot of times, when I do these things, I tend to do them quickly for, just to get them done. All right, so the back is off. Well, let's see if we can't get this out. There's this one cable that's going to be a problem. All right, that's the HDMI cable. I hope I remember how to put this all back together. Otherwise, this is going to be entertaining. And I'm doing this all on my Pong head-to-head. So as you can see, I've covered it. Well, you probably can't see it. Let me pull the camera back so you can see. Probably should have had this view the whole time. All right. Let me go check the chat real quick. That's funny. All right. Okay. Yeah, I would leave the control the back panel off, but I don't think I can unless I remove these wires. Get them out of there somehow. And I didn't use all the screws to reattach it, so this isn't going to take a whole lot to get this off. I only put 3 screws back in when I did the original mod. All right, let's do this carefully. All right, so back side of the control panel for Ridge Racer. I'm going to have the same issue they had in that Buy Stuff Store had in their mod. the SD card is butted up against the steering wheel. So I'll have to loosen this up and somehow get the SD card in. All right, but first things first. First step of this mod is, well, after you get the control panel separated, is to get the audio input jack, which you're not using anyway, out. So we're going to undo these 3 screws that are holding it in. And it's going to require some prying. And I need another tool for that. In my little handy dandy tool bin. I need something smaller. Okay. And we're going to have to pry this loose, and maybe I could more easily get it off. And it came off fairly easy. Didn't have all the tools set up that I needed or wound up needing. All right. So we've taken out the audio input jack. It wasn't plugged in anyway because when I did the Buy Stuff Store mod, that the audio input jack is basically rendered useless. Now what we need to do is pop out the old surface bracket that's on the other side. Pop out that old ring, the old black ring. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to run, and this is our hole right here. This is our hole that we're going to be working with. So we're going to get the ribbon cable out. And I want to orient this a certain way. You know, they say it doesn't matter, and it probably doesn't. But I want to stick it so that all right, so I want this to be top. And again, it doesn't matter. All right. So the writing side of the ribbon cable up. Oh, wait a minute. Nope, that would be down because yeah, Okay, now I got my orientation right. So in order to get the top of the SD card, writing side of the ribbon cable down. All right. And you feed the ribbon cable through the hole. And then you just press it into place. It should snap into place like so. So see, we've now replaced the audio input jack with an SD card extension. So now what we need to do is connect the ribbon cable to the Buy Stuff Store box. This is where it's going to get tricky because the SD card, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's like right here, and you can see I'm butting up against the steering wheel column. We need to get the old SD card out. Gold side up. And then we need to get this ribbon cable in there. And we're not going to be able to do it. Nope. So we need to move the box. Now, when I originally did this mod, it came with tape from Buy Stuff Store, double-sided tape. So let's see if we can't reuse at least some of the tape that we have. Yep. Okay, that's going to be good. So we've moved the box over a little bit, and now you got to be careful with these ribbon cables, as I learned with the GRS Build-A-Cade. And Buy Stuff Store, and like I said, I should go back and put a link to this. Oh, that's not going to be enough. Let's move it up a little bit more. I'm going to have to. I'm probably going to have to take off the back plate because with this box moved so much, I'm not going to be able to screw it back in unless I cut part of the panel off. But we are learning as we go, right? Yeah. This was supposed to be a simple mod, and it is typically. And you just slide that in there. Now, Buy Stuff Store recommends that you tape this ribbon cable down. One, so that the end of the so that your risk of damaging the ribbon cable is a lot more minimal. But two, because this thing can work itself out. The end of the cable can work itself out of the box itself. So you just got to be careful of that. Now, and in their video, they don't have a fan here, but what they do is they basically fold it over gently. You don't ever want to crink these cables. I don't remember if that's the right word or not. Crimp, that's the word I'm looking for. So what you want to do is you want to tape it down, but in their video, they have it like right in the middle. The thing is they now provide you, where is it? Here it is. With this handy dandy fan, this little USB fan, and it comes with double-sided tape on it already. And in their demo, they have the fan like anywhere, but it doesn't have to be, you can put it literally anywhere, but you want to leave room so that you can still tape down the ribbon cable. And they say it can go into any available USB port. I'm going to say the USB 2.0 port is available, or is it? Yeah, it should be available. So we'll orient this. There we go. All right. And they just want to improve the airflow across the underside of this. So I'm going to basically attach it to this corner, and then I'll do the ribbon cable tape there. I'm going to get a drink of water, and then I'm going to check the chat real quick. Oh no, Zero, I'm sorry to hear that. They've usually been pretty good, their support. I do know that sometimes they don't get to their email as quickly as I would like, but I'm sorry to hear about that, because my 19-inch that's in my Space Invaders is awesome. So I hope they rectify that for you. All right, so we're going to peel the tape here. Yeah, it has been a minute since I've been in here. I think they came out with a 1.1 SD card update that I didn't do because I just didn't feel like taking this thing apart, and for obvious reasons, I had to do more to take it apart. I thought I could just pull off the control panel and be okay with it, but nope, not that simple. All right. So we'll seat that right there. We'll press it down a little bit, and then and they used in their video, they used painter's tape. It doesn't need to be fancy. It just needs to do the job of holding the ribbon cable down. So, bit of trivia. The box that I'm using on top of to set all this on without damaging my Pong countercade or head-to-head is the panel replacement for my Space Invaders XL, which I haven't gotten around to yet either. Okay, so that's good enough for me. Just, you don't want, like I said, you don't want to crimp these cables, the ribbon cable. Just want to, kind of fold it in so it's not flopping all over the place. And I'm going to go ahead and twist ties are your friends. All right. Next thing I want to do is I don't know what this went to. I don't think it went to anything. All right, so we're going to take the whole thing. We're just going to leave it off. I need to get this off. There's an easier way to do that. I need a smaller screwdriver. Always need a smaller screwdriver. Everybody okay in the chat? Hopefully everybody's behaving. Yeah, half a dozen. I agree. No such thing as a small mod. Yeah. You might think I thought this was going to be simple. I really did. I did. Always the optimist. Yeah, my girl would laugh at that comment. I'm not always the optimist. I'm probably not going to need that screw anymore. I've never really dealt with these connectors before, so I don't know what all it entails. This is the plastic ring that is feeding the cable through, and I've unscrewed the screw. All right. Figure out how to get this out. You know what? I probably should just cut it. Cut it out. Probably be easier. There we go. All right. We're in business. Except there's this other end now. Always something. So we're going to disconnect this white cable, which is the pedal cable. Very carefully. Come on, baby. Get out the hole. There we go. Feed that through. Done with that part anyway. All right, we'll reconnect the pedal cable. All right, people. Let's start putting this bad boy back together. Now, the fun begins. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. Well, first things first, let's do the HDMI cable. I'm sorry you all can't see this, but all right, so the monitor's reconnected. That's my internal speakers, which I don't use. All right, so one by one, we've got our Z313 sound system power cable. Feed that through. right. And we need to feed through our pedal cable. I have to be careful not to screw up the cable on the control panel, because now I've got nothing protecting it. Okay. Power cable. I didn't think I have to get this involved with it. I really didn't. Otherwise, if I'd known I was going to get in behind the cabinet, I would have had a camera ready to go, so you all could see. C'est la vie, though. That's the way it goes. All right, I need my power cable. Oh, shit. Control panel connection. Need to make that connection to the control panel. Now we can do power. There it is. Thank God I color coded these. And then we'll plug in the speakers. All right. I think I have everything connected except I need to connect the pedals. Okay, pedals are connected. External power. We'll plug in the speakers and then connect the power to the cabinet. All right. I'm going to be ever the optimist, and I'm going to button up the back side just so I can move the cabinet back into place and not worry about it. But if I forgot a connection, oh well. I'm going to have some leftover screws after this. Ever the optimist, right? And this is why I didn't want to get into the firmware mod piece, because that's going to take me a little bit. Those of you in the chat that have done this Ridge Racer mod and have done the firmware update to the encoder board, give me a shout out in the chat. Let me know how hard it was, how easy it was. All right, what do I have planned for today? Well, as you know, the Daytona 500 is coming up. It's on tap for later today. My plans are, though, I'm going down to Menominee Falls to get some pizza for dinner. Get back there. All right. Close enough. Swing Star Wars back into place. Okay. Now I'm just going to go back to the original SD card version. Let's see, can you all see that? Make sure my camera angle's okay. Now let's swing it around here. Swing it up. Okay. So I'm going to take the original SD card that I had and pop it in right here. And then I'm going to turn the cabinet on. Please let me have reconnected everything. It's reading the image, or actually that's probably the BIOS. Android menu. What did I do wrong? Chat, let me know. Did I forget to do something? It booted straight into the Android menu. Yeah, but I've never seen that Android menu before. I'm going to make sure the SD card extension is seated properly. Boy, this better not be another mod that went south. Damn it. I'm going to need to... Well, the fan's working. That's good. But the problem is the box, the buy stuff box is now hanging loose. And that's a no-no. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Now it's working. Whew. Let's see if I got audio. Come on, baby. No audio. Why don't I have audio? Did I not make a connection somewhere? Oh, yes. Right here. I had a cable hanging loose here. All right, so I have an issue which I need to take care of immediately. And this is going to be tricky. Turn the audio down. This is going to be tricky because I need to put Velcro strips underneath the Buy Stuff back box because I ruined the tape when I moved it. So, and I've also crimped the cable here a little bit. I'm pressing buttons here. Sorry, I need to shut this down. Sorry, that's not the way they recommend shutting this down, but oh. Just hang there long enough for me to get the Velcro, please. All right. Fortunately, I have these handy dandy bins. One labeled Velcro. And I have all sorts of Velcro pieces. Well, I used to. Crappity crap. Let's look at our artwork stuff. This'll work. This'll work. Yeah. We'll get 4 of them just to be careful. All right. So I keep picture hanging artwork stuff in stock. You know, when I add artwork, I like drilling holes. So, but what I'm going to use is these 4 double-sided things. Let me put these up here. All right. This is where the fun begins. Isn't that what Anakin Skywalker said? See if I can orient this a little better. I'm going to pull the old tape off the bottom side of the back box, or the retro shooter box. Getting my arcade terminology mixed up here. Back box, ALP, Buy Stuff box. Okay. All right, all the old tapes removed. Now we're going to put these in place on the box itself. We're all like little MacGyvers, right? When we do these mods, we're like, each modded cabinet looks different because we all have our way of going about cable management. Sometimes we just want to do things fast, and so cables aren't managed like they should be. This is one that probably wasn't managed as it should be. The cables are everywhere, literally. But that's all right. It's just a hobby. Now, if I were to turn around and sell this, which I don't plan on doing that at all, if I were to turn around and sell this, you would see me go in and do a little bit better cable management. Taking off the backing. On the 4 strips that I put in place. All right, now let's be careful. And we'll press it into place for a few seconds. All right, that should be good. This is getting... Box came loose. Gently put it into place. I'm going to screw this in right away because every time it slides down, I think it's hitting the back box or the Buy Stuff store box. So I'm just going to put the screws in so it doesn't move. All right. Turn it on, make sure it still works before I actually screw everything in. So I'm ordering a pizza from Papa Murphy's. Then I'm going to stop at Cousins on the way home. A lot of you probably don't even know what Cousins is, but Cornercade would know. I'm going to stop at Cousins, get me a sub for the race, and plant my butt down and watch some racing. Now let's put the pedals back into place. No. I'm back to the Android menu now. I wonder if I damaged that cable. This is entirely possible. My track record with ribbon cables has not been great in the last couple of weeks. Oh, man. Live TV, folks. Try it again. Cable doesn't look damaged, but you never know with those ribbon cables. Oh. Still back to the Android menu. Well, if this doesn't go, ribbon cable looks fine. Gold side up, which is really the only way it can go in. Now I can't see. Can't see a bloody thing. If this doesn't work, I'm going to have to pull it or just put the SD card directly in, because something's either I've damaged the cable. No, it's going to go back to the Android menu. Could be I've corrupted the card too. I don't know. Nope. Let's try the other SD card just for giggles. This would be the 2.0 card. Maybe I corrupted the other one. Oh yeah, I probably corrupted the card. And I don't know if I took an image of it before I'm not going back to that card, but this looks a lot better. Getting the Emulex screen. There we go. Buy stuff menu. Yay! So it was me corrupting the card probably that ruined. And I'm going to button this up while I still can. So this is a 2.0 version of the SD card. Now, to get the full features, I'm going to need to, and I'll talk about them in a minute when I go back over to the desk. All right. Silence the sound. I'll need to look at my computer upstairs to see if I got some images of the old card, which I really don't care about. But okay, so we did the fan, we did the SD card extension. Let's see. Oh, you guys want to see some gameplay? Well, we could do that just to test it out, make sure everything works. But they talk about in their instructions for this about upgrading the encoder board. And now that's optional according to them. Let me switch views here. So take this stupid thing off. So what they talk about here on the handy dandy instructions, upgrading the encoder board firmware. It is not required to update the encoder board firmware in order to use the SD card upgrade. However, there are new features in the new firmware that you may not have on yours, including sensitivity adjustment, rumble adjustment, switching between gaming box and PC console mode, and rumble feedback when making those changes. So to get the new firmware on the encoder board, I would need to connect my laptop to it, USB-C cable, and then you have to go out and download the firmware, and then there's a README on how to do the upgrade. So that's going to be more involved. I don't think I need to do the now, if I remember correctly, on the 1.0 version of the SD card, Spy Hunter did not run very well. Correct me if I'm wrong. So let's see. Now, let me make that full screen so you guys can get a better view of it. Cell phone, boom. There we go. I'll move the camera a little bit so you get a better view. All right. Let's see. I don't know if Spy Hunter was one of the games they fixed, but I seem to recall it not working as well. All right, let's see. We're looking through the menu. There it is. Now, it's been a minute since I've used this, so I may take some orientation. I don't hear any audio. Oh, there is a little bit of audio. The music still sucks. That's what I think I remember. Okay. See, the audio in this game just isn't great. Ah! Yeah, I wish the audio in this game was a lot better. Okay, I still remember how to get into the trailer. Yeah, audio sucks. Ah. Bummer. I need like buttons on the steering wheel to really play this game effectively. Ah. Yeah, I suck. I have 4th place. I don't need to do this. Let's test out another game, though. Let's go find... Since we're talking about the Daytona 500 today, this is EA Sports NASCAR, so let's... Now the car's in here.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
So I don't have audio issues. It's just Spy Hunter, just the audio in it. No, I don't want to be him. Who's still racing? Well, since I'm Wisconsin, I'll be Matt Kenseth. We'll do Daytona as a track. Let's see. We're just going to go right into the race. Oh, that's not good. Sorry, guys. I might have to do some steering wheel calibration, though. Yeah, I think I could do well with some steering wheel calibration. Turn the audio down a little bit. on. Stay above the white, yellow line. Damn it. Straighten out. Takes some getting used to, especially I haven't raced in a while, so I'm a little rusty. That, and I probably do need to do calibration. I'm sawing on the wheel way too much. All right, well, that's enough gameplay. It works. Turn the audio down. All right, folks. Well, mod complete. At least this one was semi-successful. Oh, BitPixel, yeah. I need to look into doing that. You have no audio issues on your Zero. You have no audio issues on your Spy Hunter. I wonder why I'm having issues. Now, are you using stock audio, or are you using like a Z313 a Logitech sound system? Huh. All right. Well, it's we're going on almost 2 hours on the stream. I'm glad it only took 2 hours, but I did get that mod done. I'm pretty happy about that. So at this point, I'm probably going to end the stream because I got some things to do, some errands to run before the big Daytona 500. So guys, I really appreciate you stopping by in the chat and watching. I appreciate it. If you like the video today, please hit the like button, and also subscribe if you haven't done so already. Tell others about it, about me too, please. Like I said, I'm at 85 subscribers. I'd like to see that go to 100, and I may do a giveaway. I have something in mind to give away. It's nothing big, but it's still in box, and I would love to give it to somebody for help push me over to over the 100 mark. I don't know how I'd do that giveaway. I'm just getting started streaming, so I'll figure something out. And once we hit 100, we'll think about doing a giveaway for that. So I appreciate y'all stopping by. I hope you guys have a great week. I don't stream too much during the week. I don't. Most you'll ever see out of me is community post. I hope you have a great week. I'll probably throw something here or there out there during the week, and have a good day. Have a good start to your week, a good work week, whatever you do out there, and stay safe, everybody, and stay healthy. And I'll see you next week. Okay. Bye.